You know that moment, right, when a conversation just stops and
Yeah.
there's that awkward gap you have to feel immediately.
Oh, yeah. We treat silence like it's a problem to be solved, like it's just this emptiness.
Exactly, a void. But we're looking at some material today that argues we have that completely, well, backwards.
It really flips the whole idea on its head.
Yeah.
The core argument is that silence isn't empty. It's actually just honest.
Honest. That seems a little abstract. How can silence be honest?
Well, think about noise, or speech, or even just our own thoughts. They're all sort of performing,
Trying to do something.
Right. They're trying to persuade or explain or get a point across. Silence doesn't do any of that. It's not rushing to be understood.
So it's less an absence of sound and more an absence of an agenda.
That's a perfect way to put it. And that's really the mission of this deep dive, to stop seeing silence as a vacuum and start seeing it as an absence of pressure.
Okay, but here's the thing. If I sit in a totally quiet room, I don't feel pressure-free. I feel anxious. I want to grab my phone.
And that's the initial hurdle everyone hits.
Yeah.
Because real silence doesn't soothe you. Not at first.
Mm-hmm.
It reveals you.
It strips away the buffer.
Exactly. You're just left with your own presence without any commentary running over it, which, can be terrifying.
Yeah, because suddenly you can't hide behind being busy or being the loud one in the room.
You lose the shield. The source calls this the absence of performance. In that quiet, there is no identity you have to maintain.
There's no image to protect.
Right? Because there's no audience.
So if my brain stops, performing and runs out of fuel for that anxiety, what's actually happening? Like mechanically.
It's pretty interesting. When your thoughts aren't constantly being fed with attention, they start to soften.
Okay.
And when emotions are being interpreted, meaning you stop trying to figure out why you feel a certain way, they just settle. The body relaxes because it realizes nothing is required of it.
Nothing is required. There's that absence of pressure again. And this apparently changes our perception of time. They use this phrase, time loosens.
I love that phrase. It's about how moments are usually competing for our attention. We're always rushing from one thing to the next.
We're on a constant countdown.
But in this state, that competition just stops. The urgency fades away. You stop processing time as a resource you're running out of.
But does this state actually solve anything? Like, am I going to sit there and suddenly have the answer to all my problems?
No, and that's a really crucial distinction. Silence doesn't give you answers.
It doesn't.
No, it just removes the urgency to keep asking. Clarity shows up not because silence is speaking, but because all the distortion is finally quieting down.
Ah, so it's subtraction, not addition. You're not learning something new. You're just dropping all the static.
Precisely. And in that clearing, you can find this profound sense of relief. It allows things to be, and this is another great line, unfinished without feeling broken.
Wow, unfinished without feeling broken. That's a heavy idea.
It is. It means grief can just exist without you having to explain it. Joy can exist without you needing to announce it.
It strips away the need for validation.
Yeah. Being was enough.
So silence kind of holds you, but without gripping you. You don't have to fight for your place.
And that's what leads to the final transformation. Silence gives you back to yourself, almost without any effort on your part.
So what happens when you step back out of that silence? Is the world just deafening?
No, that's the amazing part. The world doesn't sound louder. It sounds clearer.
Ah, you've cleaned the lens.
You've cleaned the lens. You're hearing things with less of your own distortion layered on top. It teaches you how to listen without always searching for something.
It really leaves us with a tough question, though, doesn't it? If silence reveals what truly matters by letting the rest disappear, what parts of your current noise, the worries, the obligations, the chatter, would just vanish if you stopped feeding them?
That is the question, isn't it?